Welcome back, Patriots, for another episode of Dark MAGA, where we don't know where things go. There is no show prep for Dark MAGA, baby. We spend more time in the chat. We get a little bit freaky deaky. We act a little bit weird and funny, but we have a good time doing it. Nobody could judge us for it. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Greatly appreciate you. What is this show sponsored by? Well, it's sponsored by baldbrad.com, folks. Make sure you head over there and check out our book, Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America. It has almost 5 stars. It would have 5 stars if it wasn't for the leftist psychos that have left a comment over there, which I have reported them to Amazon, and Amazon did absolutely nothing about it. They didn't purchase it, they didn't read it, but they left a description of how a Nazi wrote the book or something like that. Now, we do talk about Nazis, I believe, in the book, but not in a positive light, that's for sure. But that won't stop Amazon from disrupting our 5 stars, but head over there if you haven't already and support us with a review. And we also have a Bald Brad store. Get your merchandise, folks. Some of you said shipping has been delayed, they've been backed up, but hey, you guys are buying this stuff like it's hotcakes, so appreciate your darn support. Wish I could help out, but I can't because I don't run the show. I just share the links. Appreciate everybody over that wants to head over from Bald Brad Groupies, Bald Brad Brigade, Bald Brad Badoo Badapadi. Well, the big news of the day right now is the Category 5 hurricane, man. And this sucker is nuts, dude. This is a big dog. This is called Big Bertha, also known as Hurricane Melissa. And it's made landfall on Jamaica's southwestern coast early today as a Category 5. I mean, folks, this thing is hitting 185 plus miles an hour, dude. I mean, this is it. Look, Jamaica, they're still trying to grow. They're still trying to get code. We're seeing some rough stuff. Look at this. With Renaissance flights recording at 241 mile an hour wind gusts that broke Atlantic records, forecasters anticipate 15 to 30 inches of rain and storm surges up to 20 feet, man. Holy lordy. Leading Jamaican Prime Minister Andrew Holness is declaring a state of emergency and secure international aid pledges. I mean, look at the eye of the storm, man. That is... It doesn't look real. You got to I mean, if you're somebody of faith, man, even if you're not, you got to pray for the people in Jamaica, because this is a crushing. This is worse than Hurricane Katrina, folks. It's more powerful than that. Look at this. Isn't it amazing you just fly through something like this? I mean, it's incredible at the same time, but it's just awful, man. Elon Musk's Starlink just made the service free to Jamaica and the Bahamas as Cat 5. Let me zoom in for you, folks. I apologize. Makes landfall through the end of November. Gosh, Lord Almighty, look at the flight path of this thing. I mean, half of Jamaica is just see ya, and it's gonna hit Jamaica. So it's gonna hit Jamaica with a Cat 5. Looks like it's gonna shimmer out a little bit. And when I say a little bit, I mean Category 4 is still packing a punch, dude. And then the Bahamas, it's gonna fizzle out somewhat. But I was just over here, man. I was actually in Jamaica for a little bit, and I think I came through here. Yeah, I think I came. Yeah, I think I came through here and up in this area. Just awful, man. Awful, awful, awful. Look at this.
On the street, this is Jamaica right now.
No,
the water came.
No way. There's freaking sharks in there. Is this real?
A shark. Oh no, there's another one over there. I can't.
No way. See, with AI, you can just never tell. That's the thing. You can never tell anymore, dude. Maybe. Hell, I don't know. It's Jamaica, dude. There can be sharks in swimming pools. The video footage and the voice used were both created by artificial intelligence. See, this is what we need more of, the community notes. I approve of the community notes, by the way, because like I said, you really don't know. You have that instant. You saw me like, no way, right? No way. But hey, it's nowadays, bro. I saw Sharknado. I've seen some crazy shit. Look at this. Whoa! What are we looking at here? I'm not a meteorologist in the same way Ketanji Brown Jackson's not a biologist, but, God forbid you actually read data. So it says advisory. I can read that much. And it gives us location. Wind speed 185, dude. Wow. Gust. I mean, the gust itself, that's like the aftermath of a really bad fart, is like 220 miles per hour. The pressure is 892. There was a guy, a meteorologist, that asked for the pressure, and I thought he was going to pass out. I think on air live, he goes, "Oh, Jesus Christ." Like it was bad. His reaction was bad. And he's like, this is, there's only been one recorded hurricane in history, I believe during hurricane season or something. He kept adding layers to it, that has ever been this big. And it was 20 years ago in terms of the pressure. So this is like the second biggest hurricane of milladecimals or something that they used for it. It wasn't good, man. We're not good. I'm even hesitant to show stuff because I'm like, I don't know what's real and what isn't AI anymore. But I'm sure this was probably, look at you have these poles here. So who knows how tall this is, but it ain't good. You got this poor thing out here behind my head. There's an animal out here, folks, tied up. Probably should untie this thing. Hold on, I'm gonna move myself. Oh, it left the screen. I swear there's an animal there. You gotta believe me. Don't you guys love that you're talking about something? Oh, there's a freaking animal parked outside, man. Yeah, you should probably untie that thing. And so then I move, and as people are talking about drinking, getting drunk here, I swear there's an animal here. Hold on a second. You'll see it. Everybody simmer down right there. I told you. I told you. They got this thing tied up, dude. Probably should just let that thing go. Because Lord only knows we don't know if it's going to be there, man. Wow. Wow. Let's see what else we have here. Hopefully you guys are okay us looking at this stuff. I truly love Jamaica and its people. Me too. We're great people when I was there. Jeez, look at those roofs are gone. I mean, I don't like, you see debris flying in the air here. I don't mean to be rude, but yo, this area here, this actually looks like LA. This looks like LA after rainfall. Wow. Oh, that's unbelievable. Jeez, man. You know, at any moment, because, you know, things are different here in America. Any moment, I just feel it, because Americans are crazy, dude. You know what I mean? Like, we take really bad situations and really make light of everything. I just picture a guy in a canoe, like an American guy, just freaking riding the white water. You know what I mean? Like he's going down, like white water rafting. You got to pray for these guys. It's bad. It's bad. I just have dark humor. But, wow. So we'll keep you updated. I actually just posted a TikTok video. The last one I posted has like 200,000 views. How is it that we have such an audience on TikTok? You know what I mean? And like YouTube shadow bans the crap out of us. Yeah, I don't get it, dude. I don't get YouTube. Well, we'll keep you updated on that. Like I said, make sure you pray for them. If I can find a pretty solid donation website, I'll make sure that I link that stuff as well for all of us, so we can kind of contribute if we have the cash and the funds. Okay, where was the other thing that I had here? I can get rid of that. Bada bing, bada boom. Give me one moment. Settle down. AOC gets challenged by Riley Gaines after mocking over trans swimmer. This is something I don't think I covered. It was something that was on my radar. Maybe we just didn't get to it during the Bald Brad show, but I was aware of AOC talking a little ish. So former swimmer Riley Gaines and Representative AOC exchanged sharp online barbs on the 27th, so just yesterday, after Gaines criticized Democratic support for transgender athletes in women's sports. I know we talk about this quite often, and I am a firm believer that there's usually a reason for everything. Like, things aren't just irrational. And I still can't get over this hurdle, and maybe one of you have in the chat, so that's why I'm kind of bringing this up, is there was that whole Me Too movement, the feminine reorganization, restructuring, like a vitalized movement of it. You know what I mean? Like it was a new brand of feminism, and it didn't really matter what a woman said. You just had to believe her. You know what I mean? If she's like, well, I flew across a hurricane with no plane or something, right? It could have been anything, right? I jumped out of a plane without a parachute at 40,000 feet and survived when I landed on all 10 toes. It's like, all right, sure you did, Janice, you freak. You got to believe them. Really. So my thing with this is, why are they not like pro women anymore? You know? Me Too went woke. Yeah, oh yeah, it did. It went hardcore. You had to believe anything that women say. Yeah. I still believe everything women say. If they told me that, I don't know. I don't talk to anybody, but yeah. Well, anyways, what else does this say? Here, hold on a second. AOC mocked Gaines' 5th place tie with Leah Thomas in the 2022 NCAA. It seems so long ago. The 2022 NCAA championships, this whole thing, it only happened in 2022, man. It felt like it happened 10 years ago. Jeez. Well, that kind of prompted this whole thing. So we have here, maybe if you channeled all this anger into swimming faster, you wouldn't have come in 5th. Damn, dude. Damn, bro. Wow. The one thing you have to give AOC is she's a very good politician. Don't get me wrong. She sucks at her job. She is terrible at what she does. But in terms of being a politician, she is very good at it. By the way, what's going on with the Heil Hitler? I thought, whoa. I was told this, and no, this is not good. Not good. What do you all what do you make of this? Yeah, we should be very judgmental here. I can't believe this is so beneath her. This is too far, AOC. I know you're a democratic socialist, but I think you're taking the socialism a little too far. Now you're doing a Nazi salute in front of your crowd. Are you tapping into the original Democrat Party here? Are you tapping in to the structures that are beneath and underskirt the fabric of the American institution, where now you're bringing out the worst of the worst? Unbelievable. Can you believe this? From bartender to Nazi sympathizer, AOC does it all. Now, of course, I'm being a smartass, right? Because I'm not a fucking idiot that can't tell the difference between something. I can tell she's not doing a Nazi salute, but they're too stupid to tell. And they want people to vote for her. Isn't it? I'm going to bring this back up. Isn't it crazy that this is where we're at in America? I need to bring my camera back. What am I doing? Why you guys let me do that for? Why you let me just hang out in the midair? There we go. Where are we at? All right. Isn't it? I just, where we're at as a country. I mean, who would have thought? The founders are probably rolling in their graves. I mean, they didn't really have much of the understanding of what socialism was back then. At least not to my understanding. I could be slipping or dropping the ball on that one. You guys can correct me in the chat. But, dude, you have full-blown people just running as socialists. I mean, it's been a while, right? Bernie's been around. So, you know, Bernie's been around for a long time. Bernie's been around the honeymoon in the Soviet Union, put it that way. That sounds like a joke. It's not. This guy literally honeymooned in the Soviet Union. Said it was great.
I want to honestly challenge AOC to a debate. She can defend socialism. I will defend capitalism. She can defend removing God. I will defend embracing a biblical worldview. She can defend child sacrifice. I will defend the sanctity of life. Any of the radical, insane democratic policies and platform that they stand for, I will debate the opposite. I'm challenging AOC to it here.
Well, I thought you were going to challenge her to like a freestyle, 100 freestyle or something. I'm like, that's
that too.
That's an unfair fight. Or
a fair fight to her is putting a man in the pool.
Yeah, no, you can wear no.
Whoa, yo, she's good too. Riley has a little bit of a smart aleck, a little tone. I like that. I'm gonna back that up if you missed it. Yo, let's get them both on stage. Because AOC's good at it too. She's a little smart aleck as well. This is great. Hold on a second. Did you catch that?
Or something. I'm like, that's
that too.
That's an unfair fight. Or
a fair fight to her is putting a man in the pool.
Yeah, no, you can wear like 100-pound weight and challenge her to it. That would be fair, actually. Mark and Riley, both of you, thank you so much.
Here's what I will say.
Actually, isn't this Mark? God, what was his name? Is he here? Oh, AOC responded to this. And I would like to challenge this person to get a real job. AOC, you suck at the government teat. You're for socialism. Get a real job. You're a bartender, bitch. What? I'm sorry to cuss. Dark Mag. I'm sorry to cuss, folks. If you're not of the age of 18, you're not supposed to be in here. Okay, just gonna throw that out there. If you're not of the age, you're not supposed to be in here. All right, this is for 18 years or older. You were a bartender. Nothing against bartenders. There's some really good bartenders. AOC wasn't one of them. That's why she's no longer a bartender. Folks, she gets paid 6 figures. I think she gets paid like $130,000. She still can't pay off her student loans. This is real, by the way. She is not able to budget her own money to pay off her own student loans. And she goes off and buys a Tesla. And she can't pay that off either. She doesn't know how to run a budget, but she's going to tell everybody else how to run their lives. See, I know how to budget. I actually do a budget. I know how to do this. I do a zero-based budgeting every single month. I know where every penny goes. She doesn't. And she's going to talk about get a real job. AOC, you don't do anything. Legitimately, what has she done? Other than the big Green New Deal. Oh, that one was, oh boy, she's a smarty pants, isn't she? We're going to get rid of all the fossil fuel in America. We're going to get rid of every train, plane, and automobile. And we're going to revamp every building in America to make sure it's to code for the Green New Deal. If you did the math on it, there's actually not enough money or wealth in the entire world to actually do what she wanted to do. But this is what they do. They shout stuff to the skies and just like, there's racism out there. It's like, okay, sure. Like, who's the racist? Oh, it's institutionalized. It's like, okay, who are the institutions? It's out there, you bigot, you Nazi. It's like, that's where you start asking questions for any sort of coherence out of them. They just start calling you a Nazi. Well, Riley said, we're getting a little bit of feisty drama here, folks. Normally, we don't tap into stuff like this, but Riley came back and says, I have a real job. I'm a mom. It's the most important and rewarding job in the world. I think if you had a baby girl like I do, you'd understand my position a little better. Oh. Well, AOC, and rightfully so, was stated by Riley that AOC is a little baby sacrificer. So, and the Democrat Party's little baby sacrificers, they were legitimately sacrificing children at their own primary, in air quotes. I'm gonna call that a primary because there was no real voting on who their candidate would be. They just said, oh, it's going to be Kamala Harris and you're gonna have to fucking deal with it. That's how that one worked out. And they got rid of the most popular president this country's ever seen, allegedly. I say allegedly because I'm not so sure that was all legit, but the most popular president that we will ever see, by the way, based on the polling, like the actual observable data. I'm trying to do eyes and air quotes at the same time. We all know there was some foosery going on. Now, how much foosery? We're not sure because nobody ever wanted to look under the hood, and it's probably all shredded and deleted by now. AOC and her party legitimately had RVs that were sacrificing children outside their primary. They had abortion clinics, mobile RVs out there doing on-demand abortions. So Riley Gaines said it's always we support women's rights until it's a woman who wants to have the right to compete and undress free from less than mediocre men. Oh, gosh, she's good. Man, she's good. I like her. I don't spend too much time checking out Riley Gaines, but I got to spend more time with her content because I'm liking the fight to this, man. I love when people are very witty and very smart asses. It's just, that's what I love about Michael Knowles. Michael Knowles is a showman, man. The guy's one of the best. He's one of my favorites. He's probably my top 4 now. I watch a lot of Michael Knowles. The guy's a showman. He everything about him is just he's smart, he's savvy, he's a smart ass, and I love it. And like the guy knows how to work a room. Well, speaking of somebody who knows how to work a room, I don't know if you guys heard the news, but people are fighting over our boy Scott Jennings, and it's well deserved. The guy's a national treasure. I made a little sadistic, dark joke of taxiderming him and putting him in Donald Trump's presidential library. When the time comes, Scott, when the time comes, you're a freaking legend, my friend, a bloody legend. Well, people are fighting over Scott Jennings. Scott Jennings is single-handedly keeping, abortion on wheels, like Meals on Wheels. There you go. She got it. Abortion on wheels. Yeah, like the Meals on Wheels, but abortion on wheels. Well, CBS editor Barry Weiss eyes CNN Scott Jennings for recruitment. The dude's getting poached. And they're going to throw so much money at this guy. Scott, you're about to get some gross money, brother. And you deserve it. Scott, you deserve all the money. I'm a Scott fanboy. And you guys always ask for Scott clips. Everybody on the show here loves Scott. I would love Scott. Look, we're a small show. Maybe we could send this to Scott. Scott, we would love for you to come on the show just once, brother. I got no money to give you, but, we're small fry here, but we would love any sort of recognition. We'd love to have a little conversation with you. My audience loves you. So do I, brother. You would be welcome with open arms just to stop by. Just say what's up. A little something. A little teaser. Nothing crazy. Well, newly appointed CBS News editor-in-chief met with conservative commentator Scott Jennings at the network's New York headquarters to discuss a potential role amid efforts to diversify viewpoints. Uh-oh. CBS is getting it now. CNN got nothing. Scott is all that's there at CNN. That's the only clips we watch from them. I couldn't be happier. Well, Jennings, a Trump defender on CNN since 2017, recently signed a 3-year contract extension with the network in August. The outreach reflects broader changes at CBS under new Paramount and Skydance ownership, including potential shakeups at key programs. So if he has a 3-year extension that he just signed, I don't know, a couple months ago, the only way I think you can get around that is an actual contract buyout. So they have to buy out his contract on CNN. I don't know how much they're paying him over there. Has anybody heard any rumors of how much they're tossing at Scott? Better be a lot. Better be a couple mil. I hope he gets it. CBS is seeking a poach Scott Jennings from CNN for New York Post. Scott is a ratings machine. He really is. Really, really. And he deserves it, man. The space, safe space for the world's most mediocre. That's what needs to be done, man. Look how much weight Scott has lost, dude. He looks healthier. He looks happier. He's never been better, dude. He's in his prime. The guy's a hustler, man. He has his own radio show now. Now he's signing contracts, 3 years extension for CNN. And now he might be poached by CBS. Good for him. Love it, love it, love it. If you didn't catch this, Michael Knowles was testifying in front of Congress today. So I do want to watch a little bit of that if we can, regarding the violence of the left. And there's a little bit here. Hold on, let me get to the clip. I guess he was calling out Senator Cory Booker for endorsing Jay Jones here. This is about a 48-second clip. Here we go.
I can't help but think of a line today. Jay Jones has the vision, commitment, and integrity to keep families safe and make sure every Virginian gets a fair shake in the justice system. I'll be working every day to ensure Jay wins this race. That's the endorsement of Senator Booker for a man who would seek to be the Attorney General of Virginia. This is a man who, if people have not been reading the news, has called for a Republican to be murdered, for his children to be murdered, for the children to die in their mother's arms in order to persuade the Republican to change his policy views, and a man who says that he would urinate on the graves of multiple Republicans. Senator Booker, in this spirit of introspection, is standing by this endorsement. So I suppose I would invite, perhaps I should have looked, because Senator Booker has left the room, and I think I can guess why. You know, I can't help but think of a line today. Jay Jones has the vision, commitment.
He's incredible, man. Really. And I know I'm glazing him, but Michael is, the way he speaks is something that I envy, dude. I just wish I had what he has, man. He's remarkable. His podcast is great. And there's another clip here that I want to show you. But he's one of those guys that could just, he could belittle you, but he does it in such a manner that it doesn't feel that way. It's just, it's like, the only way I could phrase it again, it's showman. It's like a sense of politeness, but also disrespect at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like, I'm going to respectfully slap you upside your damn head right now with a rude phrase, but it's not going to feel as bad because I'm being nice about it. I love it.
Kirk by a leftist assassin. I am gratified. In light of the murder of my friend Charlie Kirk by a leftist assassin, I am gratified to see that at least some members of our federal legislature are now confronting the consistent and escalating pattern of left-wing terrorism in the country. Lest I be accused of partisan invective, on September 23rd, no less an emblem of American liberalism than The Atlantic magazine published an article citing a recent study from the Center for Strategic and International Studies, admitting that the left is more violent today than the right. Less honest liberals, including members of Congress, continue to deny this fact. Democrat Congressman Seth Moulton, for example, reacted to Charlie's assassination by blaming the right. Congressman Moulton claimed that 3/4 of political violence in the United States comes from the right, while only 4% comes from the left. That claim struck me, as it probably does many of you, as suspect. So I looked into just a few recent examples that came to mind of prominent left-on-right violence. The Covenant School massacre in Nashville in which a trans-identifying shooter murdered Christian schoolchildren after outlining her ideological motivations. According to authorities, there was no ideological motive there. Go figure.
Yep.
The Black Lives Matter riots, overtly leftist demonstrations that left dozens of people dead and over $1 billion worth of property damage. Likewise, those fail to show up on registers of left-wing political violence. Even an attack by Antifa that targeted me personally, as well as conservative college students for our political views, appeared in official records and data sets as nothing more than obstructing law enforcement. It turns out the left commits relatively little political violence when you don't count the political violence that the left commits.
He's not wrong. Like, in any of the way you want to phrase his words. And we all know this, and I don't know why they get away with it. I don't have an answer for you. I wish I did. That they're able to go burn down city buildings during the height of the George Floyd riots, during COVID, by the way, which they're not even supposed to be next to each other, but they get a free pass because they're a bunch of leftists. They get to cause billions of dollars worth of damages and really no arrest whatsoever. The double standard is really a remarkable thing. And if you go through, I mean, you can, Mark Levin has books on it. Hell, you just read a natural history book. You don't even need to read anything really crazy here to look at the history of that Democratic Party. That party has always been violent. I mean, going back to the Jackson days, that party has been violent. I'm not saying the Republican Party hasn't been, but if you want to look and compare the two parties, there's a very dark side of this history of this country, and a lot of it could be tied to the Democrat Party. I hate to say it, but it's true. They're the party of slavery. They're the party of the Klan. They did not vote for civil rights, which they still teach history classes, which is insane to me. You wouldn't have civil rights if it wasn't for the Republican Party and the votes. There was no big switch. They pushed forward the New Deal by FDR that could say that, now that's the majority of our budget, by the way, which screwed us. And, that's kind of a socialized idea of, well, we're going to take somebody else's money and give it to somebody else in the hopes that you might get it later. But by the way, later on, when you don't get all your money, you're supposed to be ecstatic that you only get 70%. And yes, I'm talking about Social Security. It's a massive problem, and it was created by the Democrat Party. So a lot of this budgetary problem was created by them as well. The redistribution of wealth, the deterioration of culture by allowing different cultures to come in and not assimilate into our culture of America. And when you don't have a one culture in this country, that's when your social fabric falls apart. When your social fabric falls apart, it's tough to rebuild it. And that's when the republic implodes. And well, there goes that experiment. And by the way, we're the longest lasting republic that's ever existed, meaning the further that we go on throughout our history, the further that we are and more likely imploding from within. So that's my 2 cents on that one, but it's a pretty big problem. But God forbid you bring awareness to that division is not good. You want to know who divides people? You want to know who says division is good, that we need to be diverse? Satan. The devil. Look up the definitions of what the devil means and Satan. You should go Google that. Just go check that one out and let me know. Lucifer, right? Lucifer talks about division. You know what God talks about? Unifying, peace, coming together, having a heavenly culture. That's what he talks about. It's so funny when you get in all this stuff. It's like, oh, wow, it is all biblical at the end of the day. Wow, it does all connect to the scriptures. That's weird. Well, who's very mad that President Trump is building a ballroom at no cost to taxpayers? The Democrat Party in California, and has no answers when asked about the secrecy around California's $1.1 billion Capitol renovation. Uh-oh. So you can tell, just look on his face. If you're not looking at your phone or your TV right now, look at this guy's face. So it's bad when the orange Cheeto man does it, when he renovates and builds something that presidents have wanted for 150 years. They've all asked for something like this. Donald Trump goes, I'll do it. And by the way, Donald Trump is on record from his first term saying he wanted to do this. So this isn't anything new. It's so funny how the Democrats act like everything this guy's doing is just a complete, just total whim, no plan, total disregard of everything. It's like, dude, he's been talking about it for like 10 years, you dipshits. I can't believe he's doing it. Me, I'm looking around like, I'm not that surprised. And it's not costing me any money. So I'm supposed to be upset with a guy that's going to revamp the White House, the people's house, free of charge, and giving it a facelift and something that everybody in the future is going to be able to use. Like, really? I'm supposed to be upset with that? Like, what? So they're going to be upset about anything. So here they are, California, using $1.1 billion that we don't have, by the way, on our renovations.
Topic question, but I think both of you mentioned the ballroom. I want to first acknowledge that neither one of you are leading the Capitol Annex project, but Mr. Attorney General, you voted to approve it in 2018. Mr. Governor, the Department of General Services, which you oversee, is part of it. It has been 3 years since the legislature updated the public on the cost of that project. It is happening right now. Maybe one of your windows could probably oversee it. You can see the construction is happening, but yet the legislature's Joint Rules Committee refuses to provide an update. We've reported that they have violated the Legislative Open Records Act. They are continuing to withhold public records. I have asked for an interview for more than a year now, and no one will provide an update. I mean, is that appropriate on one of the most expensive buildings in the United States at this point?
You're my attorney. By the way, I don't think it's appropriate. They should provide you the information, period, full stop. But for you to conflate or compare and contrast is, with all due respect, I think that I would separate the ballroom and what Donald Trump just did in desecration and the process and that he evolved and the fact that he secured $300 million under curious circumstances from the annex and what the legislature is trying to do. And I'm not trying to defend those actions, but absolutely they should provide.
The two.
No,
I'm just
but
saying that you mentioned
just balancing.
I mean, there's construction happening in that capital and our capital, and so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, very.
Is that appropriate, though? I mean, truly, for the public to not know how much
They should
that
know.
costs.
That's what I said. They should. You should get that information.
Folks, it's a $1.1 billion renovation. Donald Trump is building an entire building on the east wing of the White House that's bigger than any other building in that area of White House grounds for $370 million. Barack Obama spent more than that during a recession to build a fucking basketball court, dude. To build a basketball court. The guy spent over $300 million of taxpayer money. So Donald Trump builds a ballroom free and clear. And by the way, the guy that you probably want to build it, because the guy is a realtor. He builds real estate. You see those high skyscrapers in like Manhattan and New York? Yeah, Donald Trump had a lot to do with that. That'd be like the one guy you want revamping the White House, because you'll never see it happen again in terms of a president also building, I don't know, fucking skyscrapers everywhere and doing it to code and right. I mean, it was so good that people wanted to continue to work with him and build their buildings. Hell, just most recently, there's a guy from like Thailand or something like that asking for Eric Trump because of the golf course stuff they got built there. I mean, everybody wants a piece of Trump in a positive way. It's remarkable. So remember, though, everybody hates Trump, but you need to tone down your rhetoric. You need to change the way that you are all talking about Donald Trump, because as long as it's Trump, he's a bad guy and he's a Nazi. And you need to change your rhetoric, not any of these people I'm about to show you. And if you don't change your rhetoric, well, you're a Nazi too, and you're a bigot. You're a threat to democracy. You're a terrorist to your own country. You're the problem, and you're the ones that need to change. And if you don't like it, well, you got to leave the country which you were born in and that you've assimilated to, and you trying to prosper the culture of the republic, because you're the problem. You should leave, and we should keep all the illegals here.
That Donald Trump is Hitler. I wouldn't say
I don't think any Democrat has. I actually, and I think it's a smear that they project back on to critics. What is the natural extension, Justin, if he pursues this to Harvard and beyond?
There was an authoritarian leader several decades back called Adolf Hitler. Hitler came to power and the scientists left.
The military survive in that climate.
In the same way that it happened in Russia with Stalin, the same way it happened with Hitler, eventually you get generals and admirals that are in there that only tell the leader what he or she wants to hear.
To the extent that the rule of law and an assault on the rule of law was an obscure, intangible thing, we're now seeing it in action.
If you look back,
it's odd to me. And by the way, point to Hitler all you want. Does nobody find it the slightest bit odd they never bring up Mao? Mao killed vastly more people than anybody else. What about Pol Pot? It's odd that it's always Hitler. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, do you want to not recognize Mao at all? Like, no? Oh, okay. I just always think it's odd that it's always Hitler. It's weird. It just shows you they don't know shit about history. They really don't. And by the way, you could connect anybody to anything at some point of some sort of psycho from history that's an evil, scummy bag, whether it's Pol Pot, Stalin, Hitler, Mao, it doesn't matter who it is. You can always point back and say, oh, look at that. Well, line go draw here. Line match up. Gee, Hitler took a poo-poo. So does Donald Trump. Donald Trump, Hitler. It's come on. It's obviously I'm being a smart ass and being odd, but you get what I'm saying. It's ridiculous. Wow, Hitler had silverware in his kitchen. Well, you're all Hitler now because I was able to make a connection. Ooh, fuck, stop traffic, notify the newspapers.
History, you can see very similar parallels that took place in other countries that really went down that authoritarian road, including in pre-World War II Nazi Germany, when Hitler and Nazi officials basically took over Frankfurt University, which was the bastion of independent thought and progressive thinking and independent thinking, which is what Hitler didn't want. And so again, this is what authoritarians do. They try to control all of the aspects of social life.
When Trump talks about peace and Putin talks about peace,
what you saw here was Hitler in the early term of his Third Reich, what we could find is that he didn't really like what the universities were doing and preaching, and so he had to do a full end to that by going in and really using his authoritarian iron fist and really smashing it down on all these professors and kind of doing a cultural revolution in his own right, Third Reich. And what he really didn't like was them saying bad things about him. And who else doesn't like bad things being said about them? Well, that would be Donald J. Trump. And see, he's going after people like Columbia and Harvard and Yale and these major institutions, these beacons of prosperity and high IQ and really just something to behold, the free speech and modern literature of how Americana was truly created. And well, because Hitler wanted to get rid of it and Trump doesn't like when people say bad things about him, Donald Trump, Hitler.
It's autocrats getting their way. That's it. And Mussolini and Hitler said they were being the purveyors of peace.
I resisted for a long time analogies to Hitler's Germany. I've got in my Substack today, though, it's really uncanny. The same episode where Hitler, early in his tenure, before he's totally taken over the government, some local prosecutors go after his brown shirts. And they convict them, sends them, and then he releases them. It's really the same thing.
Throw back to what?
Yeah.
If you want to actually make a really good brown shirt analogy, you should read my book, Trojan Horse, How the Left is Destroying America, because I actually talk about the brown shirts and the black shirts and how that correlates to Antifa. And I don't just use one variable in terms of correlation because that's only what idiots do when they're talking about a multivariate analysis. I talk about multiple variables of the tactics that could be assimilated into what the brown shirts and the black shirts did during those times. I actually use multiple variables. I don't go, oh, well, they just wore black clothing, so that makes Antifa the black shirts and brown shirts. No. I actually use multiple variables.
Throw back to what? Poisoning the blood.
I mean, that is literally Hitlerian rhetoric.
Right.
And I understand.
What do people think?
All right, I can't do it anymore. There's more video clips, but I subjected you to 2 minutes of that. But remember, you need to change your rhetoric. It's always you guys that need to change. It's never these other idiots. Well, we have Gavin Newsom. Speaking of idiots, he's always going to be the first one that I speak of, other than Joe Biden, Will Karine Jean-Pierre, Jen Psaki, AOC, Bernie Sanders, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, all the idiots over there. Democrats shut down the government. 5.5 million Californians will lose SNAP benefits at the end of this week, by the way. The 31st, I believe, is when it happens. And more than 250 Californians are missing paychecks. Gavin Newsom says, I think the Democrats have asserted themselves brilliantly. Hold on. I need to collect my thoughts before I hear this. This is my governor. I didn't vote for him. This guy's an idiot. By the way, I don't, everybody knows this. I don't throw terms like that around loosely. I really reserve name calling for those that actually deserve it. Gavin Newsom is actually a dumb piece of shit. He really is. This guy has crippled my state. I've watched it with my own eyes. I used to go up to LA all the time. I used to see 3rd Street Promenade over there in Santa Monica. It's all been freaking hollowed out. This guy has done a disastrous job, and there's people in this state that don't realize it, and they have the hots for him, so they're completely sidebar, and they go, well, we had the 4th largest economy in the world. That's not due to Gavin Newsom, you dumbass. We have fucking the coastal areas with 2 ports over here, the port of Los Angeles, the port of Long Beach. That has nothing to do with this idiot. Like, what the hell does the port have to do with Gavin Newsom? He didn't build the fucking thing. It'd be different. I think actually a Democrat, by the way, back in the day, I think did build the Port of Los Angeles, Port of Long Beach. But that has a geographical location. That has nothing to do with this guy. Well, he's doing a great job because we have the fourth largest economy in the world.
But as it relates to the shutdown, I think the Democrats have asserted themselves brilliantly on behalf of a core value, and that is health. They've highlighted, they're unified, they've highlighted an issue that transcends, that connects all of us together.
Yeah. I would be curious if you really went through the records for the SNAP benefits on just how much fraud, waste, and abuse is happening in just SNAP and EBTs. I would love, and by the way, I think that stuff should happen. I think there should be full-blown corporations that are paid by the taxpayer, like PricewaterhouseCoopers, Ernst & Young, KPMG, doesn't matter, one of the big four, to go in and audit these. And it's good, it's going to be a lot of money. It's a big task, but I think it needs to happen. You need to have an independent audit of this stuff, because the amount of waste and abuse has to be ridiculous. I mean, you have people that are multi-generational on EBTs and SNAP benefits. Multi-generation. And by the way, this isn't something that you stay on your entire life. It is a safety net for you to be on for a short time to, get yourself going and get life figured out so that you can get off of it. You to figure out life does not take 10 years. It doesn't take multi-generations, by the way. I've even said this when it comes to the racism argument that the blacks always push. And I say the blacks because there's people that are African American and such, as a different type of black people. And they always say, oh, well, my family has had a multi-generational negative effect from slavery on my family, which could be true, by the way. I'm not against that idea. But my question is, even if it is true, it only takes one generation to fork your family tree. It only takes one. And by the way, it's not that hard to fork your family tree. It is not that hard to live frugal. It's not that hard to move. It's not that hard to do anything. We just say it is. It requires work. I work 3 jobs. Has anybody ever heard in 3 years, not 3 years, sorry, how long have I been doing this show? 5 years? Have I ever bitched, moaned, or complained about working 3 jobs? I've highlighted that I've worked 3 jobs, but I've never said, oh, poor me, this is terrible. Oh, God, if I got to go to work today, this is god awful. I just hate my life. Has anybody in 5 fucking years of doing this show every single day, sometimes multi times a day, have you ever heard me complain about me having 3 jobs? I don't think I have. Not once. Because usually that's not my personality. I've been tired before. It's not easy waking up at 4:30, doing the Bald Brad show, and not complaining, then going to work for another 8 hours or more, and then coming back home doing the Bald Brad show, and then once I'm done doing the show, sometimes going and working till midnight, waking back up at 4:30 in the morning, and doing the show all over again. I haven't complained. I've been tired, where some days I'm like, guys, I can't do the show. I just need to sleep for a little bit. And you guys acknowledge that. You're like, yeah, that makes sense. But I haven't bitched. It's like, yo, I'm trying to make my life better. And I want that for everybody else. I'm not asking for EBTs and people to pay my gas. I mean, thank God you guys contribute your hard-earned money, but that doesn't go to my gas tank. The money I make on the show goes back into the show. Shit's expensive. A lens on a camera, which, by the way, if you notice, is like way too far because I can't. I got to get a new lens, by the way. But that's not asking for a donation. I already have the money. Stop it. I already have the money saved up for it. We just got to pull the trigger on it. I want to make sure I do it right. But all your hard-earned money goes back into the show. Stuff's expensive. Software is $120 at least a year. Some of them like $240. Got a lot of stuff going on here, man. Got a lot of stuff to pay for. All right, what else do we have here in the news? Let's get into some little freaky stuff. Let's see what's going on here. Oh, look at this guy. Good guy. I heard about this guy. Yeah, no, the guy I'm about to show you is a good guy. Well, he's an illegal immigrant. Illegal. Gotta make sure I say that correctly. Accused of killing Illinois county official. Wife in drunk driving crash. Good guy. No business being arrested. Actually, no cash bail. The guy should be let loose. He's like the Maryland man. What the hell is this all about? What is his underwear? I swear I'm not looking this stuff up. That ain't me. An illegal immigrant is accused of killing a county official and his wife while driving drunk on an Illinois road. Anybody in here live in Illinois? I think we got a couple patriots in the chat that do. Well, he's a Honduran illegal immigrant, Edward Pacheco Meza, 34, was swiftly arrested by local cops after allegedly killing Coles County board member Michael Clayton, 71, and his wife, Gail, 66, in a drunk driving crash on Friday. Pacheco Meza snuck across the border illegally at an unknown date, and the Department of Homeland Security told Daily Wire the couple was pronounced dead at the scene. I mean, the guy definitely deserves to be a U.S. citizen. He's a good guy. I don't think he did anything wrong here, according to the Democrats. What do you mean? He came over for a better life and he deserves it. Oh, he's been here for a while? That's the argument that I'm hearing. He's been here for a while. He's tried to assimilate. The guy made an oopsie. He made an accident. He deleted 2 people. We're supposed to look the other way. He deserves to stay here. I think it should be scrubbed from his record. Never happened. Not a big deal. Pacheco was, I'm being a smart ass, by the way. Obviously, it's a mega deal. It's bullshit is what it is. And I'm sorry to cuss, but it is. The guy freaking killed 2 people. And by the way, would have never happened if he was never allowed to be here legally in the first place. There is when I say 0% chance of happening, I mean that in all literal sense. All these illegal immigrants committing these crimes on American soil would have never happened. All these people that are murdered left and right, when all these people are fucking raped, your women and children, by these illegal aliens, it would have never happened because they would have never been here in the first place if Joe Biden and the Democrat Party didn't allow this shit to happen. Now, I'm talking 0% chance of happening, meaning impossible. There's no realm, there's no parallel universe, there's no chance in hell this would have ever happened. But you know what? Because there's consequences and personal responsibility thrown out the window, you're the asshole, by the way, in all the chat. Everybody in here, all 50 plus of you, and then the rest of 1,000 later, by the end of this month, you're all assholes because you're the ones that call it out. Because you're the law-abiding citizen that follows the law. You don't go to other countries to break their law, but because you're calling it out when somebody raped, murdered, and killed somebody, you're the asshole, you're the Nazi, you're the bigot, you don't have understanding, you don't have empathy, you're the problem. And by the way, you should leave the United States and replace that illegal alien that's here. So that illegal alien should take your spot and you should get the hell out of this country. That's basically what they're saying. And if I'm wrong, you haven't been paying attention because it's exactly what the Democrat Party's been pushing for. And by the way, it's not just that. Not only are you the problem, but now you have to pay for the health care of that guy that just deleted somebody. You get to pay for everything. His 3 meals a day in prison. You get to pay for his shower services, his laundry services, his legal services, the whole bit, the whole gambit, because the Democrat Party didn't want to do their damn job. And there's your rant for the day. It's been a while since I've done one, but it pisses me off, man. I am so tired of being looked at as the bad guy all the time when I follow the rules, I pay my taxes, I try to live a good life, I try to better myself. I hope none of you think I am perfect in here. I'm a sinful man. I try to make myself better. I repent every single night before bed. I make mistakes. I try to better my fucking life. But I don't go to other people's countries and shit on their country. I don't go to other people's country without the correct paperwork. I don't illegal immigrate into other people's countries. I don't treat other people wrongly. Regardless of their viewpoint, I treat everybody with respect as much as I possibly can straight to their face. And then I'll talk shit later. That's a joke, by the way. But I'm so tired of being told I'm the bad guy. I'm in the wrong. I don't have empathy. I fucking help people more than you guys know that I talk about. It's similar to Donald Trump. He helps a lot of people. He doesn't bring awareness to it because you're not supposed to bring light to the great works that you do behind the scenes. And I'm so tired of being called a Nazi. I'm so tired of people being deleted. I'm so tired of all this shit that we have to deal with. I'm so tired of a fucking homeless guy taking a dump right in front of me every time I drive to work. I'm so tired of people doing the fentanyl crawl. I'm so tired of people throwing trash on the ground. I'm so tired of seeing the Democrats destroy my state. I'm tired of a lot of this shit. And I'm mostly tired of being told if I say anything about illegal immigrants that are breaking the law, I'm the fucking bad guy and I don't have empathy. You know who doesn't have empathy? You don't have empathy if you're going to call me the bad guy because of all the other people around the world that actually want to come here and assimilate to this country and be a part of what makes America great. And you know what? You don't have empathy for those people that just had their fucking daughter deleted and raped through their dead body. How about you have empathy for those people, which would have never happened if you allowed the people to execute the laws in the books and follow the fucking laws in the first place. Yeah, it riles me up because people are dying left and right and nobody wants to talk about it. And when you do talk about it, then you get to lose your job or you're unempathetic. Oh, you're cussing. Well, you're not supposed to do that. It doesn't hold to the values of our corporation or our institution. So because you're talking about it outside, well, now you don't get to have your job anymore, blah, blah, blah. It's annoying as hell. And it's wrong because I don't do anything wrong. You don't do anything wrong. I'm tired of this shit, man. It's constant, dude. You get it at work. You get it when you do a show. You get it when you go outside. It doesn't matter what you do. When you speak up, all of a sudden you're the bad guy. And I'm so tired of this shit. It really is. Like, you just get fed up with it. And I put it perfect. The bad guys are good. The good guys are bad. And it's always the good guys that get screwed over. Always. So, for example, if you have a firearm and you're a law-abiding citizen, it's weird. I have a firearm in my vicinity. It's never gone off by itself. Believe it or not, I know. Crazy. It's never gone off. Remarkable. Never gone off by itself. But according to the state of California, I'm not even allowed to transfer that firearm anymore. I can't sell it. I can't do anything. I can't do anything with it. Can't even buy it anymore. Most famous firearm to possibly ever exist, and they ban it. But don't worry. When I go get mugged later on this week because people lost their fucking EBTs, and that's what they're threatening to do, my ass will be mugged with a firearm, and it'll probably be mugged with a Glock, by the way, because it's the most famous one. So the guy that's breaking the law could be illegal. Not going to say probably illegal, but could be illegal. He gets the firearm, possibly could kill me and my family for food that he doesn't want to pay for himself and actually get the job and follow the laws. And then the Democrats will act all surprised when somebody gets deleted by a criminal who hasn't been following the laws, been doing smash and grabs for his entire life, been locked up 42 times, but then released because they're Democrats, they don't believe in personal responsibility. And then they're all shocked, like, well, yeah, you should have just gave him your food. It's like, I did, and he still decided to delete me and my family. It's God, it drives me up the wall, dude. Speaking of EBTs and SNAP benefits, you have this right here.
Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House. Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. And although a very unpleasant tool to use, Republicans control the House, the Senate, and the White House.
He's talking. Chris Coons on the Democrat shutdown. Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. In Delaware, 118,000 SNAP recipients, including 46,000 children, risk losing vital support, and 6,000 federal workers won't get paid.
Frankly, this is our only moment of leverage. And this is our only moment of leverage. This is our only moment of leverage. This is our only moment of leverage. And although a very unpleasant tool to use, Republicans control.
Oh my God. Oh my God, that's crazy. I shouldn't even say, I'm not, please understand, I'm not even shocked. It's just the crazy part for me that I'm still trying to get used to doing this show is just how out in the open they are with it all. 4 or 5 years ago when I started the show, they were still in the closet on a lot of this stuff. You'd have to read between the lines of like, they've always wanted to delete us. That's always been the thing. I mean, but at least they didn't say it out loud. They say racist shit out loud. They talk crap on black people, minorities, and then they try to say that we're the problem. And by the way, there's a lot of races that follow the Paul Bradshaw here. We got Mexicans, we got Hispanics, we got Asians, we got black people, all welcome, by the way. Never had an issue before. And by the way, we could take a good racial joke in here. You could talk shit about white people, black people, Asian. It's all joking. We all get it because we could take a joke. We have thick skin, only Democrat Party. It's a joke, meaning it's not supposed to be truth, even though there's an ounce of truth to it. They just say the quiet part out loud. Yeah, we're gonna fuck over Americans for illegal immigrants, but hey, you know what? I know it's messed up, but we're gonna do it anyways. That's basically what he's saying, yo. It is crazy, dude. Hey, you know what? You're not going to be able to feed your family. It's not the first time they pulled a stunt like this, folks, where you're not able to feed your children. Say you're in a tough time, you're actually on EBTs. I'm a firm belief, by the way, most people, and this is conspiracy theory, but I am a firm belief that most SNAP and EBT recipients shouldn't be on it in the first place. That's what I think. But it doesn't matter what I think, they're on it. Do y'all remember when Joe Biden was allowing all these illegal aliens to pour across the border and they were having babies left and right and they're bringing babies over? And no joke, there's a baby shortage formula shortage. Y'all remember that? And what they were doing, we showed this. We had a video, we showed photos, we have footage of it. I think Marsha Blackburn was one of like the front runners of exposing this. You couldn't feed your children baby formula. But we found was they were sending pallets upon pallets of baby formula to the border to feed illegal aliens' children before you got to feed yours in your own country. And I said that it's a tough dilemma because you don't want any child to go. It's not the child's fault. Child didn't do anything wrong. But that's what you constantly see is them going, oh, well, you're deporting somebody who's been here for a long time or even a short time. What about their family? They have kids and children here. That ain't my fault, man. That is something that the adult should have thought of in the first place before they ever did anything. Gee, doesn't that kind of go with all sorts of crimes? Are you going to use that analogy for any crime out there? When a guy gets locked up for committing some sort of heinous crime against somebody, are you supposed to go, well, hey, the guy has a family, like you're gonna separate him from his kids at home? Yeah, the guy's a serial killer. He fucking deleted 36 women and raped another 40. Yeah, we're going to send him to the brig and hopefully 6 feet into the ground sooner or later. And the guy shouldn't be around people. He broke a crime. It's amazing how that works out. I'm not saying illegal aliens are all murderers and traffickers and all that stuff. But he broke the law. If I broke the law, I get thrown in jail. If I broke the law, everything happens to me. But it's funny that it's very selective on who the law only applies to in this country. And you all know that's true. Very, very selective. I wish we had a more uplifting show. Let me see if I could find you something that's uplifting. I apologize. I'm just really on one right now because I'm so tired of my feelings are hurt from being attacked. No, I'm just tired. I'm tired of being called I'm the asshole for following the law. Maybe I shouldn't follow the law. Maybe I should just break the law since everybody else gets away with it, and then I get away with it too then, which we all know that's not going to happen. All right, we got Scott Jennings here to cleanse our palate. Thank God. Thank God. This just came out not too long ago. All right, Scotty. Bring us home, baby. Bring us home, Scotty. What is that phrase? What's that? Let's get the nerds in the chat. Was it beam me up, Scotty? Is that what he said?
I think he's trolling the Democrats, which he loves to do, and they fall for it every time.
Yep.
They've been doing it for 10 years.
Yep.
On a number of issues. You know, the president himself acknowledged that this sort of gimmicky idea about, electing him vice president, and I guess the other gimmick would be to elect him Speaker of the House and then have the president, vice president resign. These are all gimmicks. He said it would be too cute by half, and he's right. He's not going to need a third term. He's had 2 very successful terms, I'm sure, by the end of 2028. But I think this is a troll. I think people are unnecessarily falling for it, and I think they're probably selling a ton of hats because of it, and they're laughing the entire time it's happening.
Let's watch what Senator...
Because we have a good time here with it. So this is talking about Trump running a third term. Trump was legitimately just on Air Force One, I think either 48 hours ago. He was asked this question. We didn't cover it. I watch a lot of new stuff before I actually do the show, believe it or not. I know sometimes you might not think so, but it's true. And he was asked that question. He said, no, he's not going to run again. But they don't understand that I don't know if there's a level of sophistication that's up here and just some people are just too stupid to realize that he's trolling them. Like they take everything he says as being serious. It's hilarious. And he knows it too, as do we. It's so funny because they don't get that he's trolling the shit out of them. And then what we do, which is they think when we wear a Trump 2028 hat that we believe it. This is how stupid they are. And they go, oh, you're against you don't believe the Constitution. It's like, bro, I'm wearing the hat to troll you, you idiot, because I realize you're going to get so worked up because your head's not on straight and your head's so far up your you know what, that you can't actually see daylight, and you've been sniffing your own ass for the entire 10 years that Donald Trump's been at least trying and is running for president and is the president. It's hilarious. They don't pick up on it. And the funny thing, they think we're the idiots. There's a thing that's really funny. I've always said this, I'm a very quiet guy. Even my coworker actually today, she mentioned something. She's like, I can never read Brad because he has a poker face and he doesn't talk that much. Because I like to listen to people. I will. It doesn't mean I don't engage in conversation. Doesn't mean I can't hold a conversation. I keep a conversation going. But I like to listen to people and what they have to say. And with that being said, there's a lot of people that don't do that and they just run their mouth. And so I get kind of looked at as sometimes because I like to ask questions. I like to learn from people. And I usually will play the stupid guy. Does that make sense? Like this is a known thing among my friend groups, and some of them might be listening right now. I like to pretend like I don't know something because I've always said this. My personality is to make people feel good. And yeah, there's a level of manipulation in that. Totally get that. but I like for other people to feel welcome. I like for other people to feel good about themselves. And I love for people to have a good time. And I love for people to feel smart. And so if I can be the one that can shut the fuck up and listen to them, I'm sorry I'm cussing so much, but that's just what I do. And it's Dark MAGA. If I can listen to them and be quiet and give them the spotlight and learn from them and also say things that will make them feel smart, even though they truly are smart, doesn't mean I'm better than them. I'm not saying I'm smarter than them, but I do play. It is common that I will play the dumb guy. I will say stupid things. My wife knows this because she'll bring it up. She's like, why are you playing dumb? Because she'll know that that's just what I do. And maybe it's a problem, but that's my personality. I love people having a good time. It's so important to me that everybody has a good time. And I've always said this, that's nothing new. I would love to be so rich to where I could just give people outings and donate money to where people are going to be okay and do all sorts of things. Like that is my wish in life. I've prayed about it so much that I can make so much money to where, there is a family that's in poverty and I can support their children through like a private education and stuff like that. And then, have this family over here that's never been to Disneyland before, buy them Disneyland passes and tickets and take them. That's the type of stuff that I love that makes me happy. If you were to see me, I'm very monotone. Like I am very stoic. I don't show much emotion when I'm out at a theme park and stuff like that. I get a thrill. I can't even tell you. It's almost euphoric watching other people be happy. I can't tell you what that means to me. And so I that's why I don't know if I've ever shared that. That's why I genuinely loved going around Disneyland with my wife and just walking around. I paid top tier passes for years to just walk around Disneyland. Doesn't mean I didn't go on rides and see the entertainment. I just loved being next to people and just seeing them experience something for the first time, and their kids are excited. They're excited. The parents, everybody's having a good time, laughing and smiling. That's all I needed. And that's my hope in life, is that I can make that happen for people. We are a long way from that happening, but man, what a dream that would be. So thank you everybody for joining me on Dark Mag. I appreciate it. By the way, whenever I'm looking over here, you guys know that I'm looking at the chat. I'm reading you guys. Reading your guys' chats. And also it's on the right there. Beep. We will be back here tomorrow, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for more of the Bald Brad Show. The Dodgers game is on right now. Matter of fact, what is the score? Dude, I stayed up that's way too late for me. I stayed up till 11 watching the Dodgers game. And dude, they played 18 innings last night. 18, and it basically played 2 full games. It was long, man. It was a long game. God bless you guys. And thank you for always hanging out. Let me hang out with you. I really appreciate that. You guys know that. Again, we'll be back here with more news tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Check me out on TikTok. We're blowing up. We're almost at 70,000 followers on TikTok. We might hit 100. Well, not might. We will hit 100,000 on multi-platforms now. So we'll hit 100,000 on YouTube. We'll hit a freaking 100,000 on TikTok, man. I guess what's the next platform we have to tackle to get 100? It would be Rumble. I got to reach out to Dylan and be like, dude, we're hitting 100,000 on all these other platforms. What's going on with Rumble? Let's make this happen. Let's make a deal. Let's make a deal where we can make Bald Brad the biggest thing that ever happened to Rumble. With that being said, pray for each other. Pray for Donald Trump. Hopefully you guys have a blessed weekend. Bless. Jesus, I am all over the place. It is only Tuesday. Have a blessed evening, and we'll make sure we get our stuff straight tomorrow morning here on the Bald Brad Show. Take care, Patriots.